Hey everybody, hope you're doing great. So this is the Baltimore Bridge, as we all know, should know by now. It collapsed, and in the process, unfortunately, lives were lost. Uh, a comment that I saw on a video, I found it very interesting. I did the video about Marilyn Mosby. She was a former prosecutor who fought for the indictment of the officers in the death of Freddie Gray. And gee, what a black man at. But this here, the Black Boar 65, this comment says, I'm not saying that she is guilty of anything, but when any black person says black and brown, I I'm an ADOS woman. I sit back with my popcorn and wait for the brown people to show up. There is a lot to admire about Miss Mosby. However, the black politicians in Baltimore have allowed tons of jobs to go to illegals. Both the current mayor of Baltimore and the governor of Maryland, who are also black, have stated recently that many of the jobs that are needed to repair the bridge will be given to illegals. Let these folk ride in to save them. And that's what I want to talk about. I thought it was interesting. Yes, let me just check something out. And trust me, there's a lot to check out in these comments. I said, let's check some information here. So, I kind of Googled and said, what's the immigration status of the Baltimore Bridge workers? In Washington and Baltimore area, nearly 40% of immigrant construction workers come from El Salvador, 12% from Guatemala, and 11% come from both Honduras and Mexico, according to nonprofit CASA Casa. The workers who died in the bridge collapse were from Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Mexico. 40%. And a friend of mine, we were just talking yesterday, and she was like, she mentioned, have you noticed that the men working on that bridge, that, because she stayed in Baltimore, I did too for a short time, that on that bridge, were mainly immigrants? I'm like, well, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me at all. Let's get to this. The unemployment rate of black men in Baltimore as of February 2018, again, this is old stats, but it's not as if it's gotten any better because, hey, look at the economy. The unemployment rate for black men in Baltimore was 13.1%, which is almost four times higher than the white unemployment rate of 3.4%. In 2013, the unemployment rate for black men aged 20 to 24 in Baltimore was 37%, compared to 10% for white men of the same age. You think it's gotten better? 10 years later? Are you kidding? Look at this economy. If they wouldn't getting hired then when there was a chance, you can forget it now. Again, as I said before, and this, in my opinion, is going to be applicable to men and women. We don't like accountability. Nobody really, most people don't like accountability. Don't like it. Don't like accountability. Life is business. Listen, I keep on telling you the video I did before. They see how the group operates collectively. So what do? Making moves without you. Look at the BC. I keep on building. I keep on building. Get the immigrants. Keep on building. We want to close the wealth gap. Goldman Sachs investing programs to help black women. Keep on building. Here's the part they don't seem to understand. You got all this time to sit up here on the internet and just down black women and down black women. Anybody can know, any person with that has minimal comprehension can see who the workers are, who's holding up the family, who's responsible financially. Anybody can see who's the creator of most fatherless homes. A person starts a business, who's mainly to rob and kill the business owner in the black community, more than likely another black man. We've got Dustin Azell still too, but who's mainly to rob and kill, get so angry, and kill out the black capitalist in the black community, a black man? And then when you call it to the carpet, well, guess what? The mammies, oh man, the men and women, they'll get angry. You ain't got to say that about him. That's the part I keep on telling you. Some of our people really think that there's some kind of secret. There are no secrets. The community's not that bright to have secrets. Seriously. Everybody can see what's going on. Why do you think this is? Check this out. Speaking on the construction industry, it says the construction industry in Baltimore, Washington area is made up of 39% immigrants, and almost 40% of construction workers are immigrants. The key bridge workers who died in the collapse were from Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras. Let's scroll on down. It says some say that the construction industry has a history of union racism and contractor preference for immigrants, which leads to higher rates of displacement and discouragement from black men. Oh, is that new? Is racism new? Is discrimination new? What? Yeah, and still, look at these fools. Somebody try to build and they turn around and kill out their own business owner. Somebody's a fool. And that is why other people are building without you. Look at this. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 5% of black Americans make up the construction industry. So this here, the black board, the black politicians, they know what time it is. Money, resources, that's the power structure. They know what time it is. They see how the men are. They see the community. The community looks raggedy. Guess what? That's how the men want it to look. And you got mammies that's holding up the dust bucket, dilapidated, raggedy, stained banner. They're going to hold that dust bucket banner up and nothing will change. Because you got mammies, young and old, trying to hold it up. Keep making excuses. Keep making excuses. Carrying the seed of poverty. Keep making excuses. Insanity just permeates the group, doing the same old thing over and over and over again, and getting the same dusty, poverty-stricken result, and then wonder why. No kidding. And if you critique it, then oh my, we get mad. Oh, we'll call it you're victim shaming. You are a victim of your own circumstances when you keep on doing foolish things. The seed of poverty. There's no victim shaming. It's called accountability. Well, she had 3 or 4 kids by a dust bucket and she thought he was going to do right. Girl, the man can barely read out the cat in the hat book. Matter of fact, we don't even know if he really can spell cat without you trying to do some sign language. See, I thought we're gay. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants accountability. So this here, as I told my homegirl, because she brought this up yesterday, you notice on that bridge, we were talking about, what's going on. She was saying in Detroit. So long story short, someone she knew, an older person, had sold a house because he was like, oh, sell the house, mom, sell the house, sell the house. And this area, she said, is not far from downtown Detroit. Okay? What did she say is happening? I guess Meemaw's having second thoughts. Because she's saying now that Caucasian people and that immigrants are buying up the property, and guess what? They're not destroying it. Oh my gosh, they're improving it. So what do you think is going to happen? I thought about it. That was a call we had received. Me and my husband about it. He was like, "Oh, when a father destroys the property," and I was like, "No, I do not. No, I do not." So I'm like, "Oh, that's the we were talking about." That. I'm like, "No, are you really serious?" So my friend told me that it makes sense. I said, "Oh, I said that's what's going on." Because I didn't really do any research. I just heard the Detroit. I thought, oh my gosh, no, I don't want to get shot by a little TT. Yeah, I think not. I don't like gunshots. So we live in a capitalist society, and the black men and women who want to engage in capitalism, what happens? The Negroes tear it down. and then you wonder why. 40% of immigrant construction workers in the Baltimore, Washington, D.C. area. 5% of blacks make up the construction industry. 5%. But you have an unemployment rate, 37%, and that was in 2013. You think it's gotten better? I think not. So the Baltimore Bridge, where are the black men? Not on it. Again, the world is watching. The world is watching. They see how the group operates. Again, quick to go into attack mode. And then we follow. We want to go ahead and pull up the victim card. Are we a victim in some things? Yes. But let's not be a victim of ignorance. A victim of deniability. We want to deny that some of the things that we do are contributing to our demise. You got working age men, 37% unemployed. And don't forget, that's the good working age baby making men, baby mama making men. And some fool woman gonna sit up here and then get pregnant by. What are the politicians, what are the mayors doing? As I said before in a prior video, that is built around us. They see what's going on. You can't critique this. I won't get mad about what he said. They ain't over here no more. You can't critique it. They'll get mad. So what do? Making moves without you. And that's why you have that 37% unemployment rate. I'm sure it's probably higher now. So yeah, the Baltimore Bridge were the black men. But hey, keep on fighting. They got time to just fight. And what they don't know is so embarrassing. You do know no other group that I can see gets on the World Wide Web and complain about women. You do know that's a sign of weakness. You do know that's a sign of deflection. Because everybody knows. They'll get a woman pregnant, get a child support order, and complain about that. Too dumb to realize the world is watching. You can't have a conversation because they're not going to listen. Not going to listen. So the world is watching. What are the politicians doing? You can't build on a rocky foundation. We cannot and we refuse to accept, no longer acclimated to the concept of family. It's about building family. Can't do that. So what the heck you gonna make as far as getting jobs and all that? Why not? What's the motivation? The women will take care of them. So yeah, working on the Baltimore Bridge. The question is, where are the black men? You already know, and I'm out.